Hey everyone, it's Owen here from OTech, and today I have something very special for you guys, which is something that maybe not a lot of you guys know about, but I have definitely one of the rarest graphics cards on earth, and which is the MSI GTX 780 Ti Lightning MOA edition. So this graphics card is basically a unicorn in the graphics card world. There's only been 19 of them made, and they're specifically made for the competition from MSI, which is the MSI Overclocking Arena, hence the name MOA edition. So, NVIDIA doesn't allow their board partners to make the extreme overclock versions of their 780 Ti's, since quite possibly they would beat out and kind of kill the sales of their Titan cards, the original Titan, because this 780 Ti was way faster. So yeah, MSI never really made this, and NVIDIA doesn't allow it. So MSI only made 19 of these cards for the competition itself, and they're given out to the overclockers that compete in the competition. And somehow I came across this one day, and I just had to buy it since it's a really awesome card. It's so extreme. If you can see from the back here, the power phases, it's crazy. There's 16 of them in the back, you can see, and all these capacitors, and the PCB itself is really huge. If you compare it to the PCIe slot over here, you can see that the PCB extends quite a bit farther from the PCIe slot, PCIe bracket on the back. So this card is really not meant for the average user, and it is quite a huge card, and it's also quite long, and you can see that it has an extreme amount of power connector also to complement the power phases, which is triple power connectors, one 6-pin and dual 8-pin, which is completely overkill for normal usages, but this could actually come in useful when they actually use liquid nitrogen to overclock these cards like they're meant to be used. So that's why they went with that, and you can see over here the MSI Lightning branding. And you might be confused, but what is this cooler that I put on there? You might not see this since graphics card coolers, the aftermarket ones, aren't really that popular anymore, but I fit a Pro Limited MK26 on this, courtesy of my friend from Singapore who brought it here to Indonesia, so thanks to him. And yeah, you can't really find this cooler sold anymore, I think so. So yeah, this is the best performing GPU cooler that I know of. It's better than the Arctic Accelero Extreme, I think so. So yeah, I went with this. And anyways, the Arctic cooler would just extend way past the PCB and make it even more unusable, more so than it already is on a usual PC, since the PCB is so huge. But yeah, so to tell you a little bit about this card, it's quite extreme. It has 16 power phases and a triple phase memory VRM setup, and it has a GK110 processor, which is the basis of the GTX 780 original Titan Black graphics cards, and also the bound to fail Titan Z graphics cards. That's kind of ridiculous. That thing cost $3,000 when it came out. Of course, no one's gonna buy it. So yeah, that was quite a failure. Anyways, about this card, I installed the huge cooler on it since I wanted it to be quite portable while still usable and overclocking friendly for myself when I'm using it. So I also stick some dual Corsair SP120 fans on it. These are 2700 RPM fans, and I just use the splitter to connect it to the graphics card itself so I can control it. And with all these extreme components, this graphics card I actually overclocked to 1342 megahertz So that is quite high and quite insane for a GK110 chip. And you know, the power consumption was going crazy at like 450 watts off the wall. So this is probably drawing over 300 watts and like close to 400 watts at that overclock. But the cooler actually kept it stable. It can game at that speed, but temperatures were pretty high at like 80 degrees. So I wouldn't really use it that long because, you know, it's a special edition card. I don't want to kill it, but for testing purposes, for benchmarks, I did. And you know, from some early benches that I did, like you can see here, it is actually quite fast. You know, it still doesn't beat an RX 480 or 580. I mean, you know, it's a couple generations old, so you can expect that, but that's pretty insane for a 780 Ti. And you know, this is quite an extreme card, like I said, and I keep saying that because, you know, it even has a voltage readout points on the front here, and also even the MSI OC panel support over here, although you can't buy those. MSI supplies it to overclockers, so you can manually tune the voltages from there, but they don't sell it since, you know, NVIDIA greenlight, and they don't allow that because I'm guessing NVIDIA just doesn't want to get flagged for dying GPUs because of idiots that use those OC panels, and also the overclocking and overvoltage of their GPUs. So yeah, you know, this is my very special graphics card. This is definitely my favorite graphics card of all time. It's yeah, it's not the fastest, but it was the fastest graphics card at its time. You can't buy any 780 Ti that's faster than this. You know, in fact, there's actually the retail version of the 780 Ti Lightning that was never released to public. And you know, you could, you know, I've seen some people actually got them on OCN, you know, overclock.net, and I'm not sure how or why and how did they get them, but you know, those are just prototypes, you know, engineering samples, but they were even rarer than these cards. You know, those are only made in, they only have 12 of those, while they have 19 of these. So those retail prototypes were even rarer than these cards, and those actually fit water blocks, while these doesn't. So you know, it might be preferable if you want to make an extremely special build with a 780 Ti to have the retail version, like I've seen some people do. You know, and it's quite cool. Like, it's really something special with these cards. You know, it's not the fastest, it's not the newest, but there's something special to know that you have something that not everyone can get, and there's only 19 of these, and it's supposed to be, you know, actually it's not supposed to exist since NVIDIA doesn't allow it. So yeah, you know, I don't know what else to say about this graphics card except for that it is my favorite graphics card. And yeah, you know, so far I haven't seen anything like this. I mean, you've seen the Kingpin cards from EVGA, and those are pretty crazy too, but you know, nothing as special and quite a unicorn as this card. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and you know, I might do some more testing with this and try to, you know, get one of the higher overclocks in hardware bot or the 780 Ti class. But yeah, we'll see. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please leave a like and click subscribe to see more of my videos and maybe even more of this graphics card. Thanks for watching.